Good afternoon, welcome to Northumberland Zoo on YouTube. My name is Maxine and I work here at Northumberland Zoo. On this week's video I want to do something a little bit different. We're going to catch up with our maintenance team and learn a little bit more about them. It's obviously the summer holidays at the moment, which means it is super busy. We've just been non-stop, which is great. We've had over 1,000 people in on some days, which is a lot for us. So yeah, no, it's been really good, and if you've been down, that's great. If you want a nice quieter visit, then I would definitely recommend waiting until after the summer holidays has happened, but everything's still here and we're all still here anyways. What we're going to do, we have quite a diverse team of maintenance staff who have all different backgrounds that work here at the zoo. Obviously my dad does build a lot of the stuff and he's in charge of the maintenance team. But we're going to put some faces to names on our maintenance team today so that you can see who actually is involved in building Northumberland Zoo. So not only do the maintenance team obviously get to build all the new enclosures and do all the new stuff at the zoo when we get new species in, but they're consistently battling with breaking stuff. So, you know, the staff break stuff, it happens, things don't last, enclosures, you know, kind of degrade, and over time they need fixing. So like everything seems to last like a couple of years and then it's like, need to redo that again. So it can be a little bit frustrating when obviously you're building a zoo and you're trying to just like constantly push forward, but you have to keep looking back and actually redoing what you've got already. So it can be a little bit like, ugh. But yeah, we're gonna catch up with a couple of our maintenance people now who are working on a little project down by the river and see what they're up to. Hello, good morning. Hello, how did you get there and why am I on this side?
I thought you were just so athletic, you were just going to bolt the fence.
Hello.
Hello. Right, so we're here with Ellie, who's been with us for
nearly 2 years.
So what made you get a job at the zoo then?
Just the opportunity really. So I was on a sheep farm to begin with and I enjoyed like the making side of things and being around animals, and then this job came up and I just took a chance and went for it, and here I am.
So have you had like a favourite project at the zoo so far that you've worked on?
The cattle shed has to be my favourite. I just love it. It's big, it's solid, it's massive, and it just works really well.
And have you got a favourite kind of animal?
Armadillos. Definitely. I love them, they're so cute. Now that you can actually come and like see them outside and they come out, they're really brave.
What's it like on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, it's completely different. Like you have no idea what you're doing. So we come in and we have like a group meeting and then we just get assigned different things to do. Could be different from the day before, the same. Normally if we're working on like a big project, we just keep going back to that day after day to get it done. Or there's just little things, leaky tap, bit of netting that needs or fencing that needs fixing, so anything really. It's really varied, never boring.
No. So what are you guys doing at the minute then? Do you want to walk over here and have a little look?
So we're just building an access bridge at the moment, pedestrian access and small vehicles basically. This is the new section of the zoo that you'll be able to come down past the owls, past the Arctic foxes, across over this bridge and over to this amazing place over here with new attractions, new animals.
But that's not happening anytime soon.
No.
So Lee, how long have you worked at the zoo for?
Just over a year now.
And what made you apply for a job at the zoo?
It just looked like such a good opportunity. I love animals and I've done loads of outdoor work, countryside stuff, and it looked great, and to work for somewhere that's conservation led was really important for me, and it's local. So yeah, it was just an amazing opportunity and it's been better than I could have imagined.
Oh. Have you had a favourite project that you worked on so far?
They've all been incredible because each one is so different, even though you might be building similar structures. The most recent couple that we've done have been really interesting, just taking your building skills to a new level, I think, so it's all been great.
And what did you do previously?
Directly before this I was working as a gardener, but I've done dry stone walling and chimney sweeping and rangers and a bit of everything really.
And do you have a favourite animal at the zoo?
Ellie.
What?
Other than Ellie, I really like Tobias.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Becky.
Okie doke, now to the next one. This whole area here, so this is like a bit of a weird patch of no man's land. which is next to the byway, because the byway is like right next to the zoo. And then over here we've got this whole section of land, it's 35 acres that we've just taken on this last year. So we're going to hopefully put visitor footpaths up there and add some cool new species to the zoo that need homes. So, right, we've got a couple more people to track down. Jim has worked at the zoo for 2.5 years?
Yeah, probably about 2.5 years, yeah.
Why did you come work for Northumberland Zoo?
Well, I've worked in zoos for about 20 years now altogether, so it's kind of all I've ever known, and this will be the third zoo I've worked at. I kind of fancied something different, a bit of a change. I started out at quite a small zoo, and I really liked that kind of, you know, mentality of we're all in it together, we're all kind of working towards the same goal, and there's kind of like a small personal feel to it. It's perfect for me.
But also Lucy moved here, didn't she?
And Lucy moved here. That's the main reason. Lucy, the curator, yeah. I'm her husband, so I came with her, basically. That's the real reason, yeah. You got me.
So what did you used to do in zoos? Because obviously you don't work with animals now.
I don't work with animals anymore, no. So I used to be a zookeeper. I mainly worked with giraffes and elephants for about 15 years or so, and I kind of fancied something a bit different, to be honest with you. So now I kind of work with tractors and diggers and telehandlers, which is also fun. And yeah, I'm happy doing that. I just like kind of learning new things and new skills, to be honest with you, and kind of working out where the best place is to be useful and to be helpful to the different teams, because I kind of work with the keeper teams, the maintenance teams, the grounds teams, and kind of getting that all working together as one is kind of what I enjoy doing, and kind of making sure what we're doing is positive and moving forward, really.
Do you have a favourite animal at the zoo?
Yeah, definitely. Pygmy goats. I always loved pygmy goats. Even when I was working with giraffes and elephants, I still love pygmy goats. They've always been my favourite.
Is there anything that you wish our zoo had that it doesn't have already?
Animals or tractors. I mean, like I said, giraffes and elephants are things I worked with a lot, and they're really cool animals, but they're really hard to look after properly. So it's not something I would advise any zoo getting, really. But a carpy, maybe. I've got a soft spot for a carpy. Not that they're any easier, but yeah, I'll probably go for a carpy. They're cool animals.
Right, well, I'll let you get to it. So at the minute, what you're doing right now?
So we're down at the tapir enclosure at the minute. So both capybaras and tapirs spend a lot of time naturally in and around water, so it's really important to make sure they've got access to kind of these pooled areas so they can exhibit natural behaviours. One of the natural behaviours they like to do is poo in the water, which sounds pretty gross, but it's actually a really good defensive strategy. If a predator's trying to hunt them down and there's no signs that they've been around, i.e. poo, smells, they're less likely to get predated, so it's a really clever strategy, really. It does mean the pools need emptying quite often, so once or twice a week we empty the outside pool, the inside pool. The capybaras have got another natural pool down the bottom, and then we take all this out to the fields, we spread it out, it gives extra nutrients and moisture to the soil. We then grow grass, we cut the grass, make hay, and then we feed it back out, so it's kind of the perfect system, really.
Well, I won't take any more of your time up. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's all right.
See you later.
See you later.
So one of the other really important jobs that's on the maintenance team is making hay for the animals. So I'm just up in what we call the crow field, which is again another field that's part of our additional expansion. And so we've got a couple of vehicles here lined up ready to go and start collecting bales in. So have a little look at what we've collected already this year. So we've got all kinds of fields worth of hay in here. We got a new baler, not a new baler, but a different baler halfway through the process. So these are the first ones, and then these are the more recent ones. And today we've got another field that my dad's baling. My dad's obviously the head of maintenance, and one of his favouriteest things in the whole wide world is tractors and equipment. So he's just over yonder in another field, which we call the beaches field. And in there, it used to be full of beaches once upon a time. I'm assuming that's why it's called the beaches field. But in there, we're making haylage today. Haylage is a bale that has to be wrapped because it's still damp. So this hay is dry, so you can leave it like this and put it underneath the cover. But because we've run out of space now, we need to wrap the rest of the bales. So what you do is you have a special wrapper, which is quite a bit of a kit, and you get the bale of damp grass and you wrap it in the plastic, and then you can store it outside. and it's also full of more sugar, so you only give it to certain animals basically. So my mum is on the tractor that's rowing up the rows, so that collects all of the grass and puts it into rows, and my dad's on the baler who's actually collecting the rows of grass and putting them into bales. So we're going to head over there now and start collecting bales and bringing them all the way back over here, ready for wrapping later. What's it like running the maintenance team at Northumberland Zoo?
It's good, but it's hard to keep them working all the time, thinking of things to do on a daily basis based on the weather, because I don't want people working outside in the rain, and it's balancing keeping jobs inside for bad days and so on and so forth.
And what are you doing today?
Pulling my hair out, but I haven't got much left.
What's it like driving a tractor for the day?
Great.
Yeah?
Just broke my tooth though.
What you been doing today on the tractor?
Rowing up for baling.
Got many words.
So what are you doing now then?
I'm just going to try persevere with this and try and get this field finished off, and then we'll get the bales wrapped up. Well, we need feed for the animals at the zoo, and it's far more economical for us to do it ourselves rather than buying it in, because you know you've got the farmers make the hay, and then a dealer, and then you've got transport, and then you don't always get what you want. At least when I make my own, at least I've got my own choices of, you know, the quality and the state of it. So yeah. This is kind of a funny field, this is what they call a flower meadow. So this is in some sort of government scheme with the owners of the land, where this can't be fertilized, it can't be sprayed, and the grass can't be cut until after a certain date in July for, you know, the wildlife and that. So this is, in some senses, it's really good because it hasn't had any chemicals or forced grown or anything, but it'll be very what's the right word to say, herby. So some of the animals will really like this because it'll be very flavoursome. We'll only do it once, but on some of the other fields we've got where there is no government schemes on, we try and get 2 cuts. So we get, the earlier you cut it before the grass goes to seed, it's much better quality. It has more protein and fibre and whatnot in it for the animals, which is better for their digestive systems and their well-being.
What's your favourite part of the job then?
All of it, until the baler breaks down. Then I get fed up. I feel like backing it in the ditch and going home.
You are home.
Oh, that's a good point.
You having fun, Jeff?
Hey Maxine.
Honorary maintenance for the day.
Honorary. All hands on.
What made you come and start working at the zoo?
To be honest, the job I was doing I wasn't happy with. I wanted something a bit more outdoors, and I wanted something that felt a little bit more as if you were achieving something through the day. And then I found this place and applied, and then I'm here. Been here 6 years now, so it's been good.
And what's your favourite part of the job?
every day is a different day. Most fun project was possibly Hog Springs. The most challenging, anything with a net. So yeah, snow leopards, bats. Bats was a very interesting one.
And do you have a favourite animal at the zoo?
I don't know, I do really still like Dozer. Yeah, I know he's a worky ticket, but you know, when you get to be one of the ones who helped him through what he went through, then you know you tend to appreciate it.
If you could have one animal at the zoo, what would you have?
Wombats, just to see square poops.
So there we have it. There is our maintenance team. And I'm gonna let them finish off the rest of these bales. The good thing about wrapping bales is that it doesn't matter if it rains, because the stuff you're wrapping is already wet, whereas all that stuff in the barn there is lovely and dry. So day in the life of the maintenance team is very much different every single day. Obviously we're not doing this job every day, but it is a very important job when it takes place. But that's the main thing about working in a zoo, and even in all of our roles, every day is totally different. You never know what you're going to come up against. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed getting to meet the team, and if you haven't done already, please do remember to like this video and subscribe to the Northumberland Zoo channel and support us as we continue doing what we're doing, and I shall see you next week.